All right, boys and girls, so what we're going to do today is we're going to make a Notan snowflake. What you need to decide is, do you want to make a black snowflake on a pink background or a pink snowflake on a black background? We're just playing around with different colors so that we can have some contrast. So what I decided is that I'm going to make a Notan snowflake out of pink and put it on the black. And what I'm doing here is I'm folding the paper in half, and I'm going to trace the circle on two halves of the paper so that I can get two circles. This way, if I make a mistake, I have a backup. All right, and then you're obviously going to cut it out. And when you're cutting out a circle, you want to make sure that you have a firm grip of the paper, and you make sure that the paper is inside kind of the V of the scissors, and you do little cuts and you rotate your circle around and around, and you don't do long strokes, nice little cuts so you have a smooth edge. And just to let you know that Notan, by the way, is a Japanese design concept that focuses on light and dark and how they work together. And we are going to be doing this in the process of collage and playing around with the idea of positive space and negative space, which is negative space is what's in the background, the positive space is what's usually in the foreground. And then by having contrast, we're going to have everything stand out. So as you can see, there's obviously more contrast with the pink and the black. So I'm going to, the next step is I'm going to fold my circle in half. And you really want to be precise about this. Being precise about the folding is definitely going to be key. Okay, and just sear the edges there, and then you're going to fold it in half again so that you have this kind of like almost like a flat cone. Okay, and now this is where you are going to draw your shapes that you are going to cut out. And you want to make sure you have the horizontal edge and the vertical edge like this. And you're going to draw your shapes, and it doesn't have to be too detailed. I'm just going to draw 3 shapes. I'm going to draw a big triangle, a little triangle, and I'm just going to do an organic shape. The more you cut out of your snowflakes, the more positive negative space you're going to have. Okay, so this is the design that I cut out and I drew, and I'm going to cut out these 3 shapes. When you cut them out, you want to make sure that you don't cut to the edge. That's why I'm having you trace 2 circles on your 9x12 paper in case you make a mistake, and then if you need more paper. But you want to make sure that you cut out these pieces here and you don't go to the edge, okay? And I'm going to cut this baby triangles out. And you want to definitely keep an eraser on hand so that you might need to erase some of these lines that you have, because basically what we're doing is like an art puzzle. And after you're done cutting, we're going to be doing something called fitting and flipping. So you want to be very precise about your cutting, okay? You need all these pieces. Unlike a regular snowflake where you just would throw these pieces out, you actually need these pieces. So you're going to unfold it and flatten out your design. And then you want to figure out where you want to put the design in your page. How are you going to fit it? Okay. Now, before you glue the main part of your snowflake here, you have to make sure that the position of your snowflake is in a spot that every piece is going to fit. Okay. So what do I mean by this? So in order to make the contrast of design, you're going to fit your piece in and flip. Okay, you fit and you flip. You fit and flip every single piece. And you want to make sure that you have enough room. See there? It's coming off the page. So it's probably a better idea, because those pieces are so long, that you're going to want to rotate your design so that all of your pieces are going to fit. And not even sure that these long triangles are going to fit. So you have to really make sure that you're going to be able to fit your design on the page so that the entire Snowflake Notan fits. So I'm going to fit it inside, and then I'm going to flip it right out. So here I might even rotate it just even a little more so that I can make sure that all of the pieces are going to fit. So I have to put it on a certain angle here so that all of these longer pieces are going to fit. So that's why it's really important that once you have your design, that you fit and flip all of your longer pieces first. And looks like I need to move it down more to fit on the page. And it will take a little bit of organizing. See, I have to move it down a little bit. It will fit. It's just a matter of getting the right placement on the page and the right rotation. So you want to fit and flip the longer pieces just to make sure that nothing comes off the page. And you're not going to glue it down right away. What you're going to do is you're going to fit everything and make sure it fits on the page. And also, these little triangles will fit in a second. You want to make sure it's on, it's kind of centered. So I'm going to move everything down a little bit, shift everything down. And put it on different angles just to make sure that everything fits. So I think this will be just about right. And even if a little piece comes off, it's better, and you want it mostly centered. And then you have your little triangles here, which you want to fit in exactly, okay? So make sure that you have it exactly, and then you flip it on the outside, and you're going to be doing the same thing all around. So you want to try to get most of the pieces to fit. If you have to cut a little piece off, that's fine. But the next part is the gluing, okay? So when we glue, you want to try to just put some little pencil marks here so that you have your arrangement of how you're going to glue the paper. Because what you're going to do is you have to glue it on the other side and make sure that it goes into the same spot. So you want to leave your outside pieces, most of them there, and you're going to flip it symmetrically. Okay, I'm going to shift this paper down. You want to use your background paper and your glue stick. Make sure the glue stick is all the way down. Scroll it up just a little bit. And it's really important that you remember how you flipped your paper, but that's why you have your outside pieces here so that you can see where you're going to put it. So even if you only get the main part of the snowflake glued on the first day of this project, that's what matters. But you want to make sure that you don't lose any of those extra pieces. So, and the other part that I want you to be mindful of is that you have to glue from the inside going out. And you want to try to get every edge, and you want to make sure that you glue on the background paper so that you don't glue it on your actual paper that you're doing your Snowflake Notan collage. All right, so you can put your glue stick aside. And now I'm going to try to not move these pieces so much and flip it back and try to get it at the spot where you use your pencil to keep the location still. Use your finger that you're not, doesn't have any glue on it, and just gently press down all the edges. It's really important that you get every single edge of your snowflake glued down. You're going to press it from the inside, moving out. And you want to do it relatively quickly because the glue stick, while it's easier to use, it also dries very quickly. All right, and then you're going to fit and flip all of your pieces in and glue them in. So you really want to make sure that you do it at the edge. So basically what I'm going to do is fit here. Whatever fits in, that's the side that you glue. You fit it in here, and then glue it here. Now, by the way, if you don't have time to glue all your pieces, just make sure that you maybe put your initial on each piece. You fit it in and you glue the side that you're going to put on the outside. So sometimes it happens that you might accidentally glue the wrong side, which you just have to, you know, be patient with yourself, and you will be able to glue it the right way. It's just that you have to, it's going to be a little bit sticky, but it'll still work out. So you fit it in, and then you glue the side that you're going to flip. And again, you want to make sure that you use the background paper to, you know, just a little bit sticking out, which isn't too bad. You want to do your larger pieces first, and you want to make sure that you don't glue on the actual paper that your artwork is going to be on, okay? And when you line up your edges, you can see you have to line it up so it meets right at the tip. Use the hand the fingers that's not sticky. After a while, your hands are going to get a little bit sticky, but if you rub them together, you can get the glue off. So I'm fitting it in, and I'm going to glue that side. And again, you want to be very generous with the glue stick so that the pieces don't come off. And use your finger to make sure it doesn't stick. It does get a little bit sticky, but you want to make sure that you especially use that background paper to do the gluing and not the actual paper you're gluing it onto. And this is the idea of positive and negative space. After you finish one, you're going to, let's fit it in, and then we're going to glue this side here. Later, when it dries, you can erase any pencil marks that you might have on it. And eventually, you're going to do the reverse of what you did so that you have a pink background. If you did pink and black, the next one I would do is a pink background with a pink background with a black shape on it. And each of your Notan designs should be different. You shouldn't do the same pattern. You want to do something different. All right, there's just 2 more pieces. We have to make sure you fit so it's the right shape, and you glue the side. Okay, and lastly, fit it, glue it, and there you have your final Notan positive space snowflake. And don't forget, when you're done with the glue, bring it all the way down and snap the cap on the top. And now you're going to do the opposite. Right now, the pink is the positive space and the black is the negative space. And then sometimes it reverses on the inside and outside. There's a play of contrast. But your next one would be the opposite. You would cut the black and put it on a pink background, depending on whatever colors that you chose.